All right, let me make sure this is recording. Okay, so this is day one check-in. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to post a little short video of me weighing in this morning. So I start work at 6 a.m. So I'm usually up at about 4:40, 4:50. So that's when I'm going to be doing my weigh-in after I take my morning piss. And then straight to the scales. So I'm going to insert a video right here.
All right, let's see where we're at. 99.1.
Okay, so you should have seen that video showing my weight. I think it was about 99 kilos this morning. Fucking thick boy. And I'm also going to post right here a screenshot. And that's the steps that I did today. Which is pretty much, if I remember correctly, it's right around 33,000. It's going to be pretty easy for me to hit my step goal because my work is pretty active. Like I said, I'm essentially a janitor style, like cleaner for the whole supermarket. So I clean the whole supermarket. So I'm on my feet pretty much for the whole 8 hours of my shift. And so yeah, during my work days, which are Tuesday to Friday, I'm going to have no issues hitting well past that 10,000 step goal. The main reason why I created it was because on the weekends my steps tend to drop off. So I want to keep those steps going above that 10,000 all throughout the week. So yeah, that's that out of the way. Let's just go on with how the day's gone so far. I'll just be candid. I'm pretty sure I'm some sort of depressed. Don't know why I'm laughing about that. Hey guys, I'm fucking depressed. But I've noticed that in the past, like in the past month, I've kind of tried to slowly wean things like social media, and mainly social media like Instagram, and Facebook. I've really tried to wean off those. So I don't have it installed on my phone anymore. The only thing I have it installed on is my iPad. And I'm really only using it to post my drawings. If anyone's interested, you can follow me on Instagram. My handle is, I'll put it up here. It's Lollybag Mike. So yeah, I only use the Instagram for that on my iPad. Otherwise, I don't use it on my phone. I don't have Facebook installed on my phone. Very rarely I'll have the marketplace on Facebook. I'll install it to quickly check the marketplace, just to see if there's any like PS2 games or CRT TVs, because I do enjoy collecting retro stuff. And other than that, yeah, I don't have Facebook on there. I don't have Instagram on my phone. I'm really trying to reduce my screen time. The big thing for me is YouTube. I'm still on YouTube a fair bit, but it's usually background noise. So, for instance, I think I went for 2 extra walks today after I finished work. And I was listening to Elisha's videos. By the way, I don't know if you ever watch these videos, Elisha. I don't know if it's Alicia or Elisha. I think it's Elisha. I'm just going to say Eli. So I watched Eli's videos. And funnily enough, I know that he has a video on that walking. Either walking's gay or it means you're depressed. And to be honest, he's probably not wrong, because I'm pretty sure I am depressed and I have been walking a lot lately. But yeah, I've just noticed, man, like, honestly, so I've said my girlfriend works a university job. Our time schedules are pretty different because I start work at 6 in the morning. I usually finish about 3 p.m. And oftentimes she'll have different start times. Sometimes she'll start at 10 and go till 5:30, but other days like today she'll start at 3:30 and she won't get home till about 9. I'm usually trying to be in bed by about 10 to 11 at the latest. So there's a very small window of time that we get to see each other on these kind of days. And man, like I'll say it, man. I've done some shitty things in my relationship in terms of like my cam use. I've had some run-ins with massage places that in retrospect, I shouldn't have even visited these seedy bloody happy ending places. I've done things in past relationships like, you know, visiting massage parlors. And getting jerked off, to be honest. Things I regret, but things that I also... It's going to sound fucked up, man, but I think it was necessary because it kind of revealed that there's a part of myself that really needs validation, some sort of validation. And for me, since I was a young man, about 17, you know, let's go a little bit into depth into it. So I really started getting on campsites when I was about 17. It just started as a thing because I was a lonely teenager. I really had no success with women. A good part of that was due to I grew up with 3 brothers, sorry. I grew up with 3 brothers. And I just never really had a good understanding of how to deal with or talk to women the right way. Like, I remember there was one chick that I really she was fine. She was a good looking girl. And, you know, I would sit in science class and she would be like a few desks behind me, and I would just in my head I thought I was being full, oh, I'm cool, I'm just checking, giving her a look, you know, letting her know the business. But in reality I was probably just fucking staring this girl down, man, and she probably felt so uncomfortable. And I remember and this is bad, man, even to talk about all these years later, but one of my friends actually went and was like, I can ask her out for you. Like, and I don't know, something in my head at that age, I was like, oh, okay, sure. That couldn't possibly be a terrible idea. Obviously it is, and it was a terrible idea. And he pretty much said to her, hey, do you know that dude, Mike? He's in your science class. He really likes you. He was like, would you maybe want to go out with him or go on a date? She was like, and this was her exact response. She was like, Michael, is that creepy dude that always stares at me during science class? Fair game, man. It was creepy. But yeah, like I never really had luck with women. I didn't have my first kiss until I was 21. I didn't get laid until I was 21, and that was with my first girlfriend. And that relationship lasted about 4 and a bit years. Obviously, I know I've previously mentioned that, yeah, we ended up breaking up. Part of it was because I went to a massage parlor, I got jerked off. Regretted it, told her, and then like a month later, I went and did the same thing. And that was part of it, but honestly, the real reason was we were just like friends once we started. Like, I didn't have a license. I would smoke weed all day, every day. I didn't have any aspirations. I had absolutely nothing going for me. I had no license. She was driving me around everywhere. I just wasn't being a real man in a lot of ways that I should have been. And everyone has this different idea of what men should be and what men should do. But I wasn't. I was a little boy, man, and I completely understand why she had no attraction for me. Like at the time, I was like, what the fuck? Because, when we ended up breaking up, she ended up saying, oh, I lost feelings for you like a year before this. And that was even before I did any of that massage stuff. So it was broken down even before then, and I had no idea. And this is a good thing for any of you younger guys to keep in mind. Like, women won't necessarily tell you if they've lost. Like, a good woman, I shouldn't say a good woman, but some women will, but they can let it go. And in their mind, they'll give you a chance to kind of pick things up. But if you don't, some of them will break up with you straight away, but some of them will just see how it goes, and then the attraction it won't happen instantly. It'll just slowly drop over time until there's nothing. And it gets to a point where there's almost nothing you can do to get it back. And to make a long story short, we were pretty much at that point. So that happened. But, all throughout that time with her, I was on the campsites. And even before her, I was on the campsites. 6 months into dating, even when I went, she was from Vietnam. So I went to be with her in Vietnam for 3 months, and I was on the campsites then. I was ripping bongs every day. I was getting weed from some person in Vietnam. She was actually knew someone, and she was getting me the weed. I don't know if I should mention that on YouTube. I'm sure it's fine. I doubt the bloody Vietnamese are going to drop from the ceiling and fucking arrest me. But long story short, the campsites have been such a huge part of my life, and not in a good way, since I've been 17, and I'm 30 now. And even now in my second relationship, way better in terms of our connection. I have my own car. I'm paying off the car. I'll get into that maybe in a later video. But I have my own car. I'm not smoking weed every day. I have had a bit of an issue with it lately. And for the first year or so of our relationship, I wasn't doing any campsites, no porn, nothing. And just recently, when we moved in together, man, it all started back up again. So it put me into this spot of like, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with me, but there's, I was listening to one of Elisha's videos today, and he was talking about if you're trapped in the cage, or if you feel like you're trapped in a cage, of course, what you're going to do is like jerk off all the time. Like, you got nothing else to do. You got nothing else going on. And I think that's a symptom of what was going on with me when I moved here. It was like when I was in Sydney, when I was back living with my parents, I had a job that was paying me a bit more. Didn't like the job. I was spray painting, like industrial metal signs for train stations and stuff. So working with really harsh chemicals. But my job was literally a 2-minute walk from my house. Didn't even have to take my car. Oh, the lights have gone off here. Let me... Wait a second. There we go. It was a 2-minute walk from my house. I didn't have to take my car, so I wasn't wasting any money on petrol. I was just earning, in Australia, I was earning about $30 an hour, which is a bit above minimum wage here. But I was making good $930 a week. I was only paying $100 rent. I could easily save $200-300 a week. No issues. We were going out every weekend. Every weekend was like a new adventure almost. Like, we were going to new places. And I looked forward to the weekends because we could only see each other on the weekends. Throughout the week, it wasn't possible because she lived in Wollongong, I lived in Sydney. And I'm not saying that I necessarily regret moving out of my house and moving here, because I feel like it was a necessary step I needed to take in my evolution. But man, it's fucked me up, and it's still fucking me up. Like, I went from being able to save $300 a week and having a job that I was making a decent amount of money in, I didn't like the job, let's be honest, and I was thinking about quitting it. But then I ended up moving here. I had about 10 grand in savings. I didn't have a job for about a month, so I pretty much quit my job there, moved here, and thought, okay, well, I'm going to use this time to figure out what I kind of want to do and find another job. I thought I'd find a job in maybe a week or so. It took a bit longer. It took me about a month to find another job, which ended up being working at the Woolworths doing the store cleaning, which I'm doing now. But this job pays less. It pays $26 an hour, so I make about $780 a week here, which isn't good. I pay about $230 in rent now, so more than double what I paid at home. And I can't save anything. I don't have any room to save any money. I can maybe save $40 a week. If I get a few more hours at my job at Woolworths, if they give me like a weekend shift, I always take it whenever I'm offered one. I can make about $900, which is enough for me to save something, but that's quite rare. And I'm not saying all this is like a woe is me, because it's not. It's completely my decision. This was all my decision, my doing, and it's my responsibility. But man, I'm just on here talking because it feels a bit cathartic to kind of let this out. But yeah, I think all that's just blown over, and it's part of a reason why I'm doing this challenge. I don't want to even necessarily say that it's a challenge, because it's just more of a catalyst to try to get me to look at my life and change some things in my life. I just wanted to get rid of what I think are distractions, which is the weed. And for me, I use food as a real crutch. So I binge eat to holy hell. Like I would just, it gets to about 7 o'clock at night and I would just fucking keep eating till like 12, 1 o'clock. Go to bed stuffed. My stomach is fucking full, man. And I'll wake up the next morning feeling horrible. I'll still go gym. I'll still do all that stuff, but food is a big crutch for me, and that goes hand in hand with the weed. And what happens for me is kind of like a vicious cycle where I'll smoke the weed, then I'll binge eat, and then I'll fucking just go on campsites or just jerk off. And just shoot ropes, man. And I don't know why I'm laughing, but yeah, it's not good. I'm not saying that all that stuff is bad. I think weed is fine. I think even jerking off, there's nothing inherently wrong with it. Definitely something inherently wrong with looking at porn all the time, or even in general. I don't really think it's a good thing for dudes to be looking at. But that's my opinion, Everyone has a different opinion. But yeah, that's just why I'm doing this kind of challenge. I don't really know where this video is going. I guess I kind of just wanted to talk a bit about what's going on with me. But today was pretty standard, man. I woke up, did the job. I think a bottle of old milk exploded in the supermarket today and just went fucking over 2 aisles. Foul smelling chocolate milk. I think someone must have left it overnight. They were just having a little bit of chalky milk at bloody 8 p.m. and decided, oh, you know what? I don't need to put this in the fridge. I'll just leave it on the floor. So yeah, it ended up exploding this afternoon, and yeah, the customers were, ooh, this smells. Well, yeah, it's off milk. Of course it smells. So yeah, then did that, got home. I printed out some more of my stickers tonight, which I've posted in the High Thumos Discord that I'm now a member of. Shout out to the fellas there, and shout out to Elisha. And other than that, not much, man. I had a nap and then I just went for 2 walks. So yeah, it might be many more days of this, of just feeling like shit. I don't feel great. I kind of can barely even talk to my girlfriend. Like, she's a sweet girl. She was asking me how things are and everything. There's a car coming now, so If you're wondering why there's lights on, that's probably part of the reason. Yeah, like I said, she's a sweet girl. Of course this dude's parking right next to me. Anyway, all good. I'm gonna end the video now anyway. But yeah. I to be honest, I couldn't even really talk to my girlfriend much today. She was asking me certain things, and I just didn't have any. I didn't have any words for her. I had nothing. Asking me how my day was, and I just said it was just a day. Like, I was just a miserable sack of shit, and I still am. But hey, that's part of the process, man. I'm not going to stop this. I'm going to keep checking in every day. This video is about 20 minutes long. So I'm going to call it now. But thanks to anyone who bothered to listen. And yeah, I guess I'll keep you guys posted up on the next one. Stay real. Do your best. Anyone else out there that's having a similar struggle, hopefully you get through it, and just keep doing you, man. Just keep doing you. I know there's a lot of things in this life that can kind of make us feel like things are a bit hopeless, or that there's not much that we can kind of count on. Like, there's not much to look forward to, and I feel like that a lot lately. But it's just not true. Don't overthink things. I was a big, huge doer of that when I was younger, and I still am. And it messed a lot of things up for me. I can't think of a single time where overthinking something actually helped me. Aside maybe from when I'm like making a decision while I'm in the car, like to whether I go over in this right lane or something. But other than that, I mean, overthinking doesn't really help me at all. I've never had an issue and I've gone, fuck, I need to think about this for 3 days. A eureka! After 3 days, I have the answer. It's like, no. So yeah, I don't really know where I'm going with this, man. I could talk for another half an hour, but I'm gonna end the video now because I want to go have my protein shake and head to bed soon to get ready for work tomorrow. But yeah, so this is day one. Day one, I've kept within my calorie count. I've done my steps, and I've done the weigh-in, and I'm just gonna keep making actions. I'm just gonna keep doing these videos, and I'm gonna keep showing up. So anyone else out there struggling, just keep showing up, man. You're worth it. You are worth it. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, man. You're worth it. Okay, so yep, that's it. Peace.